everybody, Chef Tovia here. If you're looking for a super easy and delicious pulled beef sandwich recipe, then you stop at the right place. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make these pulled beef sandwiches on mango buns. The recipe for the mango buns can be found in the description box, along with a link to the video demonstration to my baking channel showing you guys how to make mango buns. Today's recipe, I'm going to demonstrate how to make the beef skirt in the pressure cooker. It's absolutely super easy and delicious to make, and once you make this, you'll make it time and time again. Please subscribe to Cooking with Tovia with notifications of my uploads on Mondays and Thursdays. And also, if you like everything you see on my channel, or if you ever have any questions or comments, please feel free to communicate with me, and I'll be happy to interact with you all. Beef skirt here, and I've cut it in half against the grain, and I trimmed up all the fat. And to trim the fat, you just simply take your very sharp knife. Turn my So you take your knife and you go under that fat, and you just continue to cut all that, trim all that fat off, and your knife will just literally just glide under it if your knife is sharp enough. So that's how you trim all the fat off a beef skirt. I'm going to leave a little bit of fat in there. So this recipe is very easy. Don't worry about the salt, because we're going to be adding salt in the end. So you can use whatever type of broth or stock you want to use, and I'm using here some chicken stock. You can use beef stock if you want. Okay, now we're going to put our beef in there. This is our beef skirt, and then I have here onions. I actually sliced up about 4 onions. So that's 3 of the onions. The rest of the onions, and I got here some bell peppers. I just have a variety of bell peppers that we have here. And then all these peppers and stuff is really going to give this amazing flavor. Then I'm going to put in a couple of bay leaves. 2 bay leaves that we're going to add. And then I'm going to add a little bit of dried oregano. You don't necessarily have to give all this a toss together. We're just gonna throw the lid on and got it set to vent. So on my kasari, I'm gonna cook this on meat stew. I'm gonna hit the meat stew button. I'm gonna change the pressure to high, and then we're going to adjust the cook time, and then I'm gonna cook this for an hour in 15 minutes. I'm just going to give it that, hour 15 minutes, and then press on. So I got my vent closed, and once this cooks, we're going to just do a pressure release. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. And I'll let it do a natural release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the beef from the pot. Oh yeah, this is really tender. I can just look at it and tell. I'm going to remove all the beef from the pot, and then I'm going to reserve 1 cup of this broth that's in this pot. I'm going to strain it. I'm going to save all the onions and peppers, and the remaining stock I'm going to use it to, you know, make other dishes with it. You can freeze it to freeze as well. So I'm going to take 2 forks, and I'm just going to shred all the beef up. So here on my stove, I'm going to melt my butter down, and I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to melt the 2 together, and then to that I'm going to add my mushrooms, and I'm using portobello mushrooms. These are baby bellas, and I sliced them. So the mushrooms have been going for a moment, and I'm going to add, yes, even more onions. I'm going to add 1 more onion to this. So the other onions are soft because, of course, they were cooked with the brisket. So we want it was cooked with the. Of course, the other onions were soft because it was cooked in the. So I'm just going to cook this just for another minute. But you know what? What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil. You're going to add more oil as needed because we're going to make our roux. And this is just a quick and simple roux. I'm going to add my flour. And I'm just going to work my flour around in the pan here. So I'm going to add that stock, that 1 cup of stock that we reserved. And I'm just going to mix everything around together. This is going to begin to thicken up slightly. I'm going to turn the heat. So now the most important part now, we're going to add some salt to this because we didn't add any salt in this whatsoever. I'm going to add just a touch more of my stock to this. If this gets a little too thick, just add a little bit more stock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first add my kosher salt. I'm going to add black pepper. You can add other things to this if you want, like garlic and so on, but I don't think it needs all of that. Just want to keep it nice and simple. Now what I'm going to do is add the shredded beef, and then I'm going to stir everything together, and we're going to remove it off the heat after stirring everything together. And you don't want this to be like soppy wet. You just want to get the beef a nice coating, because we didn't add any salt, and this is going to give it all the salt I need plus the cheese that's going on with it. So I have here my mango buns. These are my recipe. I made these, and I want to show the inside of them, show how soft they are. They're soft and squishy. And for the recipe, head over to the Sugary Sweet. That's my baking channel. You'll find the recipe there. You see the inside of them, nice and beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my mango rolls. These are some thick provolone cheese that I have here. So I'm gonna break them in half. If you want to use a whole piece of cheese, you can. It's totally up to your taste buds. After you place the provolone on there, I just take some of that beef and just lay it across. Spoon some of those onions and mushrooms on top. Then after that, we take another half a piece of cheese and place it on top. So what I'm going to do is just replace my tops back on. Press them down, give them one nice press. And then I have some salted butter that I just added, some melted salted butter that I added some garlic powder to. And I'm just going to brush the tops. I'm going to finish the remaining of my sandwiches, and these are going to bake in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. So here are my sliders. They're all nice and hot and toasty and melted. And I'm going to take a knife and go in between everything, just to make sure there's no, pieces of beef that are attached to any of the sandwiches. I'm just going to go in between all of them. Everybody's moment of truth. I'm going to scoop up one of them. Look how cheesy that is. Oh my. I'm going to put that on the plate. So I have a dill pickle cocktail stick. And then I have some freshly chopped parsley. Just garnish with a little bit of parsley. So here is our finished product. Sorry if it's a little dark. I definitely have to get better lighting. I'm working on it. So here they are on these beautiful mango buns. Don't forget to check the description box if you want to find out a recipe for these mango buns. So I'm going to give this a taste. This is absolutely fantastic. The bread has an interesting mango flavor which really sets well with the beef. The provolone cheese and all the flavors from the peppers and onions that we threw into the pressure cooker and then added more. You can taste all of that. Perfectly seasoned, perfectly tender. Easy meal for you guys to make. Please add this to your playlist and share it as much as you can. Give me a thumbs up, comment, and let me know if you have a recipe request. Please remember to live and be well. Let's do what we can to come together and love each other. Thank you so much for watching.